Louisiana Beer Reviews, Samuel Adams Pumpkin Ale 2018. Well, you might be aware they kind of change things up year to year with their pumpkin ale. It says this is best by March 2019. It's certifying kosher, and it's 5.7% alcohol, 12 international bitterness units, ale with pumpkin and spices added. And there's a broken up pumpkin on a tree stump. I did use this in a taste challenge against the Yingling. Oh. The Blue Moon, sorry. Ooh, nice smoke. The Blue Moon Harvest Pumpkin Wheat. Well, that was a bit of a shock because I thought the Blue Moon would be spicier, richer. Well, as it turns out, I did a blind taste test and I actually picked the Samuel Adams. So, and the Samuel Adams was much darker. You can see this is a deep amber. There's a thin, guess you'd call that an ivory head. It's clear. I really do like this glass, and I'm glad I bought it at a yard sale for 25 cents. I like the way it makes the beer. It kind of showcases the beer. It's just an all-around nice glass. You can kind of capture the smell a little bit with it. Doesn't really work for whiskey. I found that out with some Canadian whiskey, but for the beer it does very well. All right, anyway. All right. Beautiful, brilliant sunlight, dry, cool weather. So wonderful October pumpkin beer weather. Oh yeah, a lot of spices, even peppery spices, I have to admit. This is the thing that kind of threw me off, because when I did the taste challenge, the peppery note I thought was the Blue Moon, which in my mind was more of a stronger, somewhat harsher spice note like nutmeg, but I was wrong. Okay, so this has that. I don't know why somebody's gunning in the engine, but they are. The mouthfeel is high medium. There's pumpkin pulp, generalized pumpkin pie spices, yes. It's pretty standard, like, just think of, I was telling somebody this at work. I said, it's kind of like drinking a liquid pumpkin pie. What? He was like, I don't think I'd like that. I say, in your mind, it seems like, oh, it would be offensive and you wouldn't like it. But I said, if you tried it, yeah, you'd probably like it, you know, assuming you like pumpkin pie. Yeah, it's a medium dry finish. It's very mellow. This will be the last pumpkin beer I'll probably review in 2018. I don't have any more. I'm not going to be actively seeking any. Not to say that I'll be actively avoiding any either. Yeah, you know, 8 years ago you'd get 20 different pumpkin beers. Now, get 4, 5 at the most. That sort of hysteria kind of arrived and went away. Because as usual, they tend to overdo things, you know. But I didn't mind it. I got to try a bunch of different ones. Dripping. Yeah, you know, Samuel Adams, people say, oh, their stuff's kind of dull. It's not the greatest stuff. Okay, you know, it's not the greatest stuff. It's $16.49 for a 12-pack. I see some ultra deluxe craft beers that'll be $6.95, $6.49 for a single 12-ounce bottle. So you got to look at it in a certain perspective. No, I did not buy those $6, $7, or $8 bottles. I just don't see it as a good value. I think the variety packs, even though there's a trade-off, you're getting less flavor attack, but it's balanced with a lot less money put out. In my case, it may not be your case. I can understand that. In my case, I'm willing to make the trade-off. I'm satisfied with this. I would score it. Yeah, when you drink it down, as you get to the bottom of the sip, there's a really nice, mellow, pleasant, and subdued spice flavor across the sip. And I think with that coming across that way, I do feel compelled to give it an A-. It is in the excellent range. Yeah, I really cannot think of anything negative to say about it. If I see it next year, single, but more than likely in the variety pack, I'll certainly buy it, yes, no doubt. It's a winner. I think anybody that would downgrade this and give it a poor score is just we talked about actively looking for a beer. I think that person would be actively looking to tear it down. They may have some kind of grudge against Boston Beer Company, whatever. I mean, I don't. I'm basically indifferent to Boston Beer Company. Good or bad, if I try beers and I like them, I'll give them a high score. If I try beers and they're okay, I'll give them an average score. And if they're bad, I'll give them a bad score. That's very unlikely to happen in that third case. So, all right, so Les Bon Temps Relais, a very, very enjoyable beer. And I'm going to end this morning review by saying, y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana.